Welcome to your energy update for the first quarter lunar week, starring our good friend, the first quarter waxing moon in Libra. This week starts June 28th and goes and flows to July 3rd, 2020. This is your week of action. This is when the sun and the moon form a waxing 90-degree square to create an extra energetic field of velocity for change. This is the time of the lunar cycle where you get into action and you break through blocks and barriers and you realize that adversity can be your friend. I'm Shannon. I am your Galactic Girl Scout guide to the cosmos, here giving you an energy update weekly. So definitely, if you like this video, subscribe to the Lunar Ladies Club YouTube channel and share this video around to anyone who may use this and have them help them. That's the goal. We do have a new premium and free community space experience at our new and improved Lunar Ladies Club community. Go to club.lunarladies.com to join our free community off of Facebook and have a beautiful respite, a sanctuary, an astral spa to find yourself and learn and love, have fun, feel supported, and most of all, understand what's happening in the cosmos and apply it to your own personal life through your energetic blueprint known as your natal chart. Now, we do have a premium experience, and that's called the Inner Circle. So we invite you to head on over to club.lunarladies.com, check out the new community space. You create a profile, you can start aligning with your friends, you get your own shareable link. Really cool. Very excited for all the Lunar Ladies to jump on over there, jump in, have fun, invite friends, and then when you're ready to go deeper, jump into the Inner Circle. That's a very affordable monthly program where you can learn about yourself through your natal chart and the movement of the sun, moon, and stars. So let's get back to this week. Energy update, first quarter moon. Now, every lunar phase, I cast a chart at the moment the sun and moon make a square, opposition, or conjunction. And this is what we term the 4 foundational phases of a lunar cycle. So last week, we had our new moon in Cancer that happened at a very powerful moment of summer solstice, a solar eclipse, and 0 degrees. Whoa. Now we take that energy and we start to, with the help of the sun and moon, bring that into more activated state. This is where we get off the couch, we get into action, we push ourselves a little bit more beyond our comfort zone and out of our limitations. And we see that when adversity crosses our path, we see it as a teacher. What has this come to show me about myself? What is blocked or hidden from me so that I don't, I'm not functioning at my full capacity as a soul embodied in human form. I want to know who I am and why I'm here and be about my business of my soul's purpose and my life's mission. So every month during the lunar cycle, we get this velocity that comes into our life, a source of energy where we can resource as long as we know when it's happening and where it's happening in our chart. So this lunar week is sponsored by the first quarter Libra moon, which is also known as the Black Knight's moon. Now the Black Knight comes to bring messages. And I like to think of the Black Knight as the King of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles in the tarot deck. He's kind of lumbering along, but he's not going anywhere until you get the message. And so he comes to bring messages around justice. And he wants to warn you of places that might be hidden in the cult of your own personality, right? Things we don't really want to look at. Maybe not the pretty stuff. Maybe the stuff we like to shove away in the back of the drawer or in the closet or under the rug. And we need to look at those places because they exist in our space as a limitation if we're either too afraid to look, we're ashamed, we have guilt. But we have to look at that because that's where a lot of our power is separated from us. And moving in forward in 2020 at this time, we really need to have all of our wits about us and really reclaim our space, our sovereignty, and know who we are, why we're here, and what's our source of power within. And to be connected to it, harmonized and aligned, and have this really at the forefront of how we show up in the world and really who we see when we look in the mirror, especially during this next 18 months of the Gemini lunar wave, the nodal wave. There's two, right? Which one of the twins is showing up? The one that's hiding and is too afraid to look at the deeper recesses, or the one that's brave, that says, show it to me. I want to know. I'm going to do the work, whatever it takes. I want to make a difference. So this is a week of this summer solstice new moon energy that wants to come into your life and make a difference. And how we do that is we get into action when the sun and moon are waxing in a square, because we have this force field behind us that if we understand how to tap into it, we can really start to move energy in our space rather than doing it at a different time during the lunar cycle when it's just not set up to be helping us in this way. So when you go to my blog post at lunarladies.com, click on Lunar News or This Week, and you'll find the latest edition of what the heck is going on in the cosmos. So when I cast the lunar chart, I take a look and I basically do an astrological reading from one of my favorite clients, the moon. So she comes to me and she says, okay, look at this date for me. So I look at the transit, I can see, okay, who's hanging out with you? So I first zero in at the moon and the sun's relationship, and is anybody hanging out with the sun and moon? So with the Libra moon, we have the asteroid Juno within 2 degrees. So that's a conjunction. And they're both in Libra. And Juno is the goddess of partnership and sacred union with the self that attracts a harmonic partnership that can do that wonderful dance of harmony and balance, the yin to the yang. And I thought that was very auspicious for the Black Knight's moon to have this dancing partner, the goddess of relationship. That's a blessing. So here we have this blessed full moon as a Black Knight bringing in messages. Now his message is about righting the wrongs and looking for justice. But the Black Knight can get a little testy, right? If he's not looking in the mirror and going, if he's pointing fingers and going, that's not right, and I'm going to take, I'll be a vigilante and take, the power into my own hands and do something about it. Well, first, before we do that, we need to look in the mirror and go, okay, where in me is not, is there mercy? Do I have mercy? Right? So we want to look at what enrages us or gets our ire up and go, is there anywhere in my life that I act like that? Right? So if something really triggers you, there's possibly, and most likely, something hidden within your recesses that creates that charge. And so sometimes we get triggered by it because really what we need to do is look deeper inside ourselves to see where does that live in me and to begin to take the action on clearing it. So the Black Knight says, wait before you do anything. Look to see, do you have an ability to have mercy? Do you have an ability to look at yourself to see if you exhibit those behaviors in your own life or the way you think or look at the world or maybe view other people, whether you know them or they're in the public eye, because it's very easy not to like people in the public eye. But we have to really look at why and what allows us to feel so righteous or indignant to say that's really bad. What we want to do in this galactic year, I'm calling 2020, it's going to last 10 years long, and we want to get to that perfect vision. We want to be able to rise above as the South Node in Sagittarius unwinds the bigger picture. So instead of getting like, oh, what's happening and it just makes me so upset, I'm going to do something about it or I'm going to form an opinion without first stopping, grounding, calming down, looking in my own mirror. Is there anywhere in me that is also like this that maybe I just don't like about myself, or I want to like pretend it doesn't exist? I want to know if I got any skeletons lurking in my closet because I want to clear that clutter out. And that takes me into the Chandra symbol for 7 degrees Libra, for where the moon is with the sun. So the Libra moon is 7 degrees Libra, and the Chandra symbol is called a vast junkyard. Gives you a clue, right? We're looking at our own internal junkyard. What is it? Like if we see something out in the world and we start to point our finger, because Waxing Square says, turn that finger around and see, am I doing that? Because if I am, I want to stop doing that. And I want to choose better. I want to choose a more enlightened path or a more evolved path. And so when we look out to see what is in our vast inner junkyard, right? What do we find ugly, displeasing? We don't like that. We've outworn it. It's old. It's rusty. What is that in you, right? Is there any place in your space that you have attachments, baggage, or burdens? Because remember the Knight of Pentacles, very burden-like, very lumbering along. So he wants you to see what are your burdens that you're dragging around. It could be old, especially look at old relationships. Like say if you had a relationship and you're like, gosh, it didn't work out, and this person and blah, 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 blah. And you're just dragging around that dead corpse. Right? So you want to stop and take a look back and go, ooh, what is that ugliness that I feel so attached to, that I'm bringing into my present moment now? That's what the Black Knight brings to you, that awareness to say, look at that, be with it, ask yourself, why? Why do I carry this? Why do I stay attached? What is in it for me? Right? Is it some type of belief that I'm holding about myself that I can only have that much? So when and if we find those things, it's our job, our action step this week to clear it, release it, and let it go. All right, so here's where the sun comes in. The Cancer sun says, well, the Cancer sun's about self-love, right? It's that womb space, that the beginnings and the endings, right? We have this beginning in our mother's womb, but when we're born, it's also an ending of being in the mother's womb, right? And then we're outside, separated from that internal womb space of the void. It's a very beautiful space. So we want to be looking at how do we nurture ourselves outside of the womb. And this is a primordial path that we all take, and it's deep, deep, deep in our subconscious and unconscious understanding of ourselves and the world. So the Cancer moon says, I'm going to appear as a Chandra symbol of alchemical text written on parchment paper. Right? And so what this is about is looking, the sun is saying, okay, we're focusing on self-care, especially if we're looking into the mirror and wanting to know what's, old and worn out and ugly and ready, the junk in our space. So the self-care part says, well, this is alchemy. Your self-love and self-alchemy is taking, or self-love and self-care is taking on an alchemical formulation. And it's going to be created, this particular alchemical formulation will be created by you. It's going to take a couple of modalities that you are resonating with or drawn towards. And you're going to combine those modalities and see like what new pattern or creative expression begins to arise. So here's an example of discovering how you can create your own personal alchemy this week with the Cancer sun that wants to nurture self-love, self-care. So we want to look at body, mind, spirit wellness. So what does your body need? What does your mental, emotional body need? And what's your spiritual body need? So say you go, wow, I could really add more greens to my diet, drink more water, eat more greens. So you're like, I'm really resonating with that. Or maybe I want to do a little bit of a cleanse or something. But I recommend cleansing on a waning part of the lunar cycle because of that letting go. But let's add into what's going to nurture and fortify you. So say you're going to add more greens to your diet this week. So that's step one in the alchemy. Step two is what's another modality that you're possibly resonating with? You're like, wow, that would just feel so good or would support me. So I'm going to, as an example, say essential oils, right? Essential oils might be a modality that you are resonating with this week that says, when I put the sprays or I put some oil on or I meditate or I put some essential oils in my bath water so I can unwind and relax. That's something that you might be resonating with. So then you think, well, how can I put these two modalities together to create a bigger alchemical formulation that is working to feed and nurture me holistically this week? So what I would say to that is do your greens as well as take your baths, right? And the combination of the lavender oil and the bath and the greens has now created this other modality that when you combine it in the consciousness, that is about love and support of your body, mind, spirit wellness. So think about 3 modalities this week and how can you combine them together or, express them together and see how you feel. So pick something for your body, pick something for your mental, emotional space, because maybe lavender for me calms my nervous system down and I can take a breath and I feel more relaxed. So that's good for my mental, emotional. And then for spiritual, I really love like binaural beats and meditating with listening to kind of like Reiki music. And one of my favorites is Tom Kenyon, who creates beautiful sound healing music of sacred chants, and has this like amazing like 4-octave voice or something like that. So I put that on and then instantly I'm hanging out with the angels, right? So that's something I would do. More roasted veggies and greens, definitely the lavender essential oil, and Tom Kenyon's beautiful voice in my headphones where I'm meditating and spending time with my guardian angels. So together, that will be my alchemical formulation for the week. So find yours. Find that for body, mind, spirit, wellness that is rooted in self-care and self-love, self-nurturing. Okay, so we have the moon traveling with Juno, goddess of marriage. She's blessing your sacred union with yourself so that you can then start to maybe look outside yourself at your relationships and see what's happening there. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is now direct, moving forward from in 5 degrees Gemini at the timing of this lunar first quarter lunar week. And so that's the ending degree of Venus now going direct. So I want you to go back in time to the pre-shadow zone, April 10th. Start to look around. What stands out for you at that time in your life? And then you might start to look in the collective, in the world, any major news events happening there. Now with the Cancer sun, we have 2 trans-Pluto planets. We have Vulcan and we have Hades. Whoa, those are pretty like heavy energies. Vulcan, the god of the forge, right? Asbestos, right? Making rules. But he's in Cancer, so he wants some new rules around that more soft power space. And then Hades is the god of the underworld. So they're surrounding the Cancer sun. So at that degree, 2 degrees Cancer, Vulcan is saying, cut away barriers, blockages, baggage, and attachments. Like he's like had enough. He's taken that forged sword and going, shh, enough of that. Get rid of that stuff. It's weighing you down. It's not helping yourself or anyone else in the collective. And you're here to raise the vibration of the planet by raising your own personal vibration. So Vulcan is giving you new rules for self-care, self-love. Cut away the dross. Cut away the baggage and attachments. Just let it go this week. Really, like the stuff that you're dragging around, or that you might even be, as you participate maybe in the political arena or things that are happening outside of our control in the collective, and you kind of given it one of these, give yourself a break. Let that go. It's not serving you. If it's not lifting you up at this point, it's not serving you. But it is a source of contrast medicine that you can look in the mirror and start to go, okay, how can I shift that energy from a place of pointing my finger outward, pointing my finger inward, knowing that I'm super passionate about stuff in this that's happening in the world, but how can I remove that dross from within myself so that I can clarify my energy field, so when I go out into the world, I come from a place where I can have mercy and the ability to see things from both sides now. Okay, that's the Gemini elixir. Can you see things from both sides now without forming an opinion? That's the spiritual yoga at hand. Okay, so we have all that happening. It's really interesting. So we have our alchemical formulas. We're clearing away our vast junkyard. Lots of really cool things to do. So I just want to let you know that you have a standing invitation to join us in the Lunar Ladies Club, our free community space off of Facebook in its own app. You could do it all from your phone. You could do it from your computer or your laptop or iPad as well. You get to know people from all around the world who are doing the great work together, learning about themselves and lifting up their personal vibration. So we assist together in creating a wave of love and consciousness, forgiveness, and the ability to take a step and evolve, take a quantum leap That's what we do together in the Lunar Ladies Club. And we really dive deep and make it personal when you jump into the inner circle experience. So I hope to see you there. Join us at club.lunarladies.com. Lots of cool things happening here and there, and we have daily things going on. It's a really cool space. You can invite your friends. You get your own personal link. It's like an ambassador program. We start counting who's joined because of you, and then we give you gifts because we like you. And then when you're ready to do the deeper work with me and a group of amazing wise women, we're going to take our natal charts in, put them under the microscope. See you next week for the energy update for the full moon, lunar eclipse, July 4th, 2020. OMG, I can't wait for that.